Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got ourselves Showtime in the bottom right side of that map, up against REYNOR in the top left. Big Esports, Berlin International Gaming, represented by Showtime. And of course, Basilisk for REYNOR. And REYNOR is doing the Noob 14 hatch. Oh no. I mean, it's good because the probe doesn't get the hatch trick. This is the Solar build. Solar likes to do this. I can't say I'm that impressed. I don't like it. I think Cyril's 14 hatchery is a little bit better where you do it pre-Overlord. But this does play out more like a normal hatch gas pool. You just lose a lot of minerals because you are building that hatchery. Obviously, a couple supply early. It's not the end of the world, man. Probe isn't really getting too much done. It's rare that Showtime actually tries to block your base. So this was a really good read by REYNOR. I think he must have prepared well and studied and realized Showtime has been blocking bases recently. And so it's usually worth rushing your hatchery if you can deny your opponent from blocking you. Notice it's not going to be very early gas mining. He's just rallying the extra drones onto gas. And Showtime seeing this may be encouraged to, say, double chrono boost to depths across the map and dive in and do some harassment, knowing link speed will be pretty late. Is it ever worth it to attack the scouting probe? If it's microing to harass you a lot, absolutely. If you're a low-level player, it goes through your mineral line. It's well worth just grabbing a bunch of drones and killing it, if you time it correctly. But if you don't time it correctly, then obviously it gets away, you waste some mining time, it sucks. But generally speaking, if it's harassing a lot and you struggle to micro against that, it is worth just attacking it with a drone. And even pros do this sometimes. Or you can just do it like Dark and ignore it and just have a mineral patch get completely denied of mining for a solid 40 seconds in the early game. The fact that Dark lets that happen, it just ignores it some games, I'm always like, seriously? It's amazing. He's just like, I don't care. He's like, oh, you're making my build less efficient? You know that makes me play better. Like, how stupid are you? Like, you realize harassing Dark's early game just makes him... He's like, oh no, I was distracted, I got supply blocked. Oh, I guess I just have to do an all-in now. Oh, look, you died. Haha. You know, like... It's so ridiculous. These two are going to be much cleaner than Dark when it comes to build orders. But they will lack his killing instinct, I would argue. Remember, Showtime's nickname is Demour, the Wall. And REYNOR, the Italian Stallion, is known for basically aggressive Ling run-bys in the early days and just being a kind of player who plays faster than most other players. Very good with run-bys and multi-prong. Once he gets going, he really gets going. But I do wonder, you know, is he going to be able to penetrate the wall? Because I definitely feel like it's going to be a situation where Showtime's pretty well prepared for it. Now, he sees a good number of Zerglings. 8 Zerglings. He could maybe have been a little more aggressive, tried to get a creep tumor or something, but he's playing very conservative. Pulls back. Oracle pops out. Oh, he didn't rally his Stargate. That's weird. And the second Oracle should start up there momentarily. I'll have Chrono Boost energy for it right now. There we go. Beautiful. Just got 50 energy. Well done. Lings are running down. They don't see the Oracle going just south of it. There are 2 Adepts and a Probe, which should easily be able to defend this third base attempt. But if he gets the Probe, gets in, gets out. Perfect timing for REYNOR. Doesn't get the Probe, though. Oracle dives, gets itself a drone, pulls out. Doesn't take much damage. Good micro by Showtime. Showtime is one of the most solid players in the first Protoss opening stage. Showtime's big weakness, and it's been this way for a little while now, maybe the last year or so, is I feel like he gets ahead, but he struggles to capitalize. The strength of really defensive players is they're very good at surviving and absorbing damage and holding off things. They're not always good at putting that on the offensive. This is something I talked to Estrella about a lot and how he struggled with that. And I really encouraged him to practice a lot more timing attacks just to make sure he was getting better at them. And then kind of when he got a lead, turning it into counter-aggression. This was a few years ago. We talked a bit about this. And I definitely feel like Showtime does mix in some timing attacks and some all-ins. But there are other times where you do see those leads slip away. And I've seen REYNOR make disgusting comebacks against Showtime in the past. Like, REYNOR almost always actually ends up in a bad position versus Showtime. But Showtime loves, like, these mass Archon armies. And REYNOR's Roach Ravager micro is so good, he can kill unlimited Archons for free with Ravagers. He will just shoot and move and shoot and move and drop Biles And Showtime just can't land disruptor shots on him, and he can't actually get the Archons in range to fight. And it's bizarre, but I've seen Showtime lose armies that are way higher value to just Roach Ravager. Overlord does get taken out there. Stasis traps blocking the 4th on one side, Adepts on the other side. I do like this light pressure. Oh, he actually snuck 2 Adepts in there as well, not bad. Mining time as well as 3 drones, not too bad. Oh, can he get a 4th one? Yes, he can, but he doesn't click it. All right. Reynor with the micro. No. He could have done that a little bit quicker, but Showtime's keeping him busy, which means his 4th base is blocked. This is really good delay here by Showtime. Units lost tab about 2-1 in his favor. And he's already going Immortals +1 and a Robo Bay. Wait, did he skip Twilight? Oh, he's doing a Twilightless style, guys. 3 Oracles. He's going Sentries and Immortals afterwards. He's going to play no Twilight. Oh, this is like the way Creator likes to play. I actually adore this style. The problem is if you do this style a bit too much against a guy like Reynor, he will absolutely obliterate you with Swarm Hosts. And that's actually been one of the big reasons why Showtime doesn't play charge styles, is whenever he starts playing charge styles, he wrecks whoever he plays against for a game, and then they start playing Swarm Hosts and they just kill him because he doesn't have the mobility. Hydra's on the way for Reynor. Really? Hydra Bane? Wow. I don't know, man. I think Hydra Bane's okay, but I feel like he's not going to have a timing until about 9 minutes. This gives Showtime a free pass to 4 base. That's always my criticism of Hydra Bane, is anytime you give a Protoss player, especially a Macrotoss like Showtime, room to breathe, he's going to abuse you for it. Spire going down as well. Reynor's got a good economy, but he's really adding a lot of tech. I don't see any timing attacks in mind here. That being said, 4th base is wide open right now. Showtime, don't lose that 4th, mate. Good move by Reynor. Great move. It gets cancelled. The probe is still there. Oh, great force fields as well. Slick moves. Reynor's going to try and bait more force fields out of him. And he does lose some of his Zerglings. Well played by both players. Nice wall off here to defend the natural. Cybercore will be going down. He's going to recall some units to that natural. That means he's going to lose the rebuild on the 4th base. Reynor's Ling backstabs. Oh, you're kidding me. He gets it. He gets a kill. He gets a kill on the Nexus. Kills the Cybercore. The Oracles do get recalled, but that was... Oh, man. The things that Reynor gets done with Zerglings, I tell you, dude. Getting a cancel into a kill. Oh, that only shows up there if you kill it, guys. If you cancel it, it doesn't show up in this menu. 5 gateways going up to 2 more. Charges on the way. Disruptors Dark Shrine. So he wants to make the mineral-heavy Archons rather than the gas-heavy ones. Fair enough. Much more expensive overall in terms of raw resources, but Protoss care much more about gas than minerals, which is why they like to do that sometimes. Zealots warping on that left side. Gateway gets cancelled. Disruptor shot goes out, gets itself a single Zergling kill. The Lings turn around and go back in. Man, Reynor's annoying. Reynor is actually so annoying. Luckily, there's a cannon in the main base, so they won't do anything. But he's just being irritating to play against, isn't he? 10 Mutalisks are on the way right now. There's nothing that shoots up. He's got 2 Phoenix, actually, which is the beginnings of an anti-muta force, but it's not that powerful yet. These Zerglings are still running around and keeping him occupied, and that's a real problem. This army is meant to defend you and keep you alive. And he's got a lot of cannon battery, though. 2 cannons there and a battery, a cannon there, a cannon there. Don't get me wrong, cannon is not enough to defend 10 Mutalisks, but it's a good start. Massling Hydra Muta. This was my favorite style in 2015. For a late, end of 2015. I remember I loved playing this style versus Protoss. Muta's in the back, Hydra Ling coming in, looking for concaves, looking for run-bys. It's a real surprise, multi-prong sort of style. That was Heart of the Swarm. That was a very different game. We were not playing on economies this big back then. I'm surprised to see Reynor pulling it out, but I do like that he's got an infestation pit, so he can go up to Broodlords afterwards. Baneling speed is done. Few Zealots coming by. Muta's showing themselves for the first time. And Showtime. He's being tricked in this one. He's going to recall his Phoenix to that right side. He does have a few Stalkers that can come in. He's also got a couple of Archons that it looks like he's going to head back into his main base with. On the right side, Lings breach the natural. The cannon will go down. Uh-oh, you got to watch out. The cannon's going to go down, but he's busy microing over here. Phoenix taking some pretty big damage. One of them has almost gone down. The natural. Oh, no, the natural. The Ling run-bys are just vicious. What the hell? Oh man, the moment REYNOR realizes that you are only focusing on defending, dude, his units are like termites. They get everywhere. They get in the walls, and he basically wins a game one with Zergling harassment. Multi-pronged, cheeky, flexible Zergling harassment, and a wave of surprise mutas to boot. That's a frustrating game for Showtime. All right, guys, that was a lovely game one. REYNOR just absolutely smashing with Ling Run buys. I feel like when REYNOR understands what you're going to do in the game, he's like, oh, you're just going to turtle? You're just going to defend all game? He gets very, very good with his movement and his running the units in from multiple sides. Nexus will go down behind it. Showtime did not attempt to block the base this time. But the thing is, REYNOR didn't care. He wasn't going 14 hatchery this time around, guys. I don't think. Wait, was he? Actually, wait. Oh, he was, right? 60 seconds ago? Yeah. Oh, REYNOR went 14 hatch again this game. Okay. So actually a bit of a messy opening for REYNOR. I feel like what you normally do is you send your drone out front. If you don't see a probe coming in, you build a few more drones, then you build a hatchery. That's how Solar does it. But REYNOR doing a bit more of a just straight 14 hatchery after the Overlord. Interesting. Got some interesting questions I'll have to engage with in the chat after this game, not too YouTube friendly. But good to see some very important philosophical questions, chat. Really, really looking forward to engaging with those. Stargate starts up in the main base. Very standard opening. We're pulling off gas completely, yeah. Zero gas mining for REYNOR. We'll move out to take that third base momentarily. Zergling's going to escort. Notice he delayed these Zerglings. So part of his way of being efficient here is going, well, get the 2 queens, keep droning, then build the 2 Zerglings just when I need them to push back the probe and make sure my third's not being pylon blocked. Alright, so we've got 3 queens on the way. Very straightforward opening. Overlord's going to sneak around the back. Pink water on the sides of this map, guys. Let's just say these plants have adapted to survive some very interesting conditions. I'm pretty sure if you drink that water, you're going to have the funnest hallucinations of your life before you asphyxiate. You definitely won't survive, but you will probably have some fun experiences in your brain. You know, get to talk to the afterlife or something like that. Speak to some sort of deity. Oracle there as well. Got a question. REYNOR moves Zerg to Terran. Sometimes REYNOR moves Zerg to... I don't know what that means. I was going to make fun of it. I don't know. REYNOR moves Zerg to Terran. I'm not sure. Oh, did he change from playing Zerg to Terran? I guess is what that means. No, he screws around with Terran for fun. But he played Protoss in a recent weekly cup. So he's actually still just kind of experimenting. He's streaming a lot of League of Legends at the moment. REYNOR's practice regimen. I know he grinded really hard for a few months leading into the massive prize pool $400,000 Gamers 8 tournament that he won this year. But I know other than that, he has been playing pretty much just StarCraft for many years. And as a young lad who's probably about 22 years old now, I would think him and Clem are both about 22. I think he is hitting a point where he's like, okay, you know, I've been playing this game nonstop since I was 14. I need to do some other things with my life. And I'm not saying he's quitting StarCraft, but he takes a few more breaks from practice at the moment, plays other games, is traveling, you know, I don't know if he's still with the same girl he was with a few years ago, but, you know, dating, being a young man. And when you've been playing StarCraft pretty much nonstop since you were like 9, 10 years old, I imagine, you know, you want to have some other social experiences. So definitely there's a lot of questions in the community about his dedication. When I started casting this, we had Twitch chat saying, oh, he still plays StarCraft? I only see him stream League of Legends. But the thing is, he still, for a few months, will go super hardcore before the biggest tournaments and win. He'll still look unstoppable when he's on point. He will still look like an absolute monster. Oh, no. Oh my gosh, almost lost that. Only 1 drone so far. Not a lot of damage coming in for Showtime this game. You've also got to realize, even if REYNOR were to stop playing StarCraft except for his big tournaments today, it would take probably a year or a year and a half before his skill goes down enough for him to not be in the top 4, the top 8 of pretty much every tournament that he plays in. REYNOR is that good And we've also seen that when players stop practicing and so far, you know, in quotation marks, retire, they often have their best tournament experiences and performances for about 6 months to a year after they retire, when the pressure's off their back, they're just kind of having fun, they have a bit more free-flowing play. And then there's a point, usually a year to 2 years after, maybe, I'd say probably about 12 to 14 months after they stop practicing, where you see a pretty sudden drop-off in their skill. They just can't keep up with the meta, the maps, and they start making more and more mistakes just from the lack of practice. Oracles do get 2 drones there. I mean, it's something. But I gotta say, once again, I think Reynor's feeling pretty comfortable. On the other hand, I mean, it's Showtime. He's on 66 probes as well. He's got a good economy too. And it is going to be a more classic blink into Psystorm build by the looks of it. High Templar, the Templar Archives is on the way. Going up to 7 or 8 gateways as well. Showtime's going to try and take a 4th base. He's got very little to defend it. If I were Showtime, I'd get an Oracle sitting above this base, and I'd probably build 1 more Oracle. Because we saw what happened with Zerglings denying 4th bases. What do you got to defend it right now? He does have a full wall off on the left, which is great. But a few Stalkers won't defend that base on their own. Oracle's still looking for openings, not able to find it. It's Hydra Bane again. I feel like if you predictably play a Hydra Bane, there are some weaknesses. He's also not been building a Roach Horn. But because he's made 8 queens, he is somewhat safe against things like a Glaive Adept All-In. Having so many queens is pretty massive. +2 melee, Baneling speed, Hydra upgrades are on the way. 5th base, second Evo chamber. Overseer goes down in the top. Storm, +2 attack. Robo coming down. I like that Showtime's not just trying to go all out on Zealot, Stalker, Storm. That can definitely suffer. I feel like against Hydra Bane, you can go up to a big killer army, that'd be great. I think Colossus is actually one of the best ways to wreck a Hydraling Bane army once you're maxed. It's just a bit fragile in the build-up to it sometimes, but oof, does lose an Oracle. It's 2 Oracles that have gone down this game. Reynor has actually traded better than Showtime. 89 workers for the Zerg, 86 for the Protoss, and as long as this Oracle keeps checking for Hive, Showtime knows there's no urgency. He can chill, add a few more gateways. He's already got a ton of High Templar, 6 of them adding Storm energy right now. Cannons, batteries spread around his bases, looking very nice. Oh, he's even layering his shield batteries backwards. Now, the reason he's doing this, you might be wondering, guys, is because he's playing against Reynor. And if I had to summarize Reynor's ZvP style, it would be through the phrase, any hole is a goal. So any hole's a goal for Reynor basically means this man will spend the next 20 minutes trying to jam Banelings into every opening he can find. And Showtime is ready for it. Cannon, Archon, battery, massive spread. He's got a cannon in the mineral line as well, which is very important because he's about to get Baneling dropped. We've got multiple Baneling drops going around this map for Reynor. We've got one there, one here, which he hasn't actually rallied across yet. Slight mistake there for Reynor. Oracle's going to fly back through the Hydras. Big mistake! Hive is on the way as well as Aspire. Did Showtime see that Hive? He did. So he saw the Hive start. That's something. Second Robo's on the way. Phoenix building right now as well. Just a single Phoenix. I think he's going to use that for scouting. High Templar trying to go out to that stage. We've got a big pack of Banelings on the right. High Templar cannon defends the left. Good Psystorms. Good spreadies here, though, for Reynor. I think Reynor can keep him off the 5th base. Oh, he kills 2 High Templar, guys. That was pretty slick. Banelings roll in on the right. They all get blown up by Psystorm. Baneling drop came in, though, and did kill 9 probes. The other drop going to come in from the right side in a moment. There is a Phoenix ready, but I don't know if it'll see it. Showtime's going to try and expand up north. Second Forge and a second Robo's on the way. Phoenix spots the Overlord, but Reynor reacts first. Oh, no, 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 no! Showtime! Showtime! Okay, he notices. Good eyes on him. Good set of eyes on Showtime. Sees what's happening. But Reynor once again going to cancel a base very easily up here. Showtime doesn't even cancel it. He loses it. Uh-oh. Got to be careful, mate. Immortals are building. But remember, the Hive and the Spire is done. If Reynor goes Broodlords right now, he can win. He's already a little slow on the transition, though. And this is something that Reynor is predictably doing, which is being very slow on Hive transitions versus Protoss. I think he's got to be a little bit quicker on that against Showtime. Showtime's so defensive. If you rush Broodlords out, you hit those at this moment, like, you can do very well. Now, the argument against that is, well, he's going to have armor upgrades and +3 attack and storm. So he's just going to storm your Lings, your Banes, and your Broodlings, and he's going to blink forward and kill your Broodlords. But easier said than done. Nice storms on the left. The Archon's trying to get back away from this. A couple of Archons do fall. Still pretty good trades for Showtime. But man, actually not that great. You'd think these would be more cost efficient, but whenever he steps on creep, REYNOR actually takes pretty good fights. So far we've seen 3 Archons, 3 High Templar go down for a bunch of Banelings and Zerglings. Clears the creep on the left side. Zealot's hanging out. Corruptor's going to chase down the Prism. I mean, it's good to know this is Showtime. You're like, okay, you're about to make Broodlords. And knowing is half the battle. 10 High Templar on this map. Zealots are starting to shave through the Queens. REYNOR's been pretty good on his transfuse, but those guys are off creep. There we go. Does manage to defend nonetheless. They try and push before that Great Aspire gets up. Zealots are with +2, so are the Zerglings. Adrenal Glands is about to kick in. Massive 40% attack speed boost for them with that Adrenal upgrade. Dude, losing this base would be appallingly bad right now for Showtime. He needs that 5th base. On the right, looks like he's getting flanked. I love the way REYNOR is always harrying him, making it difficult. The Archons come up and they do deflect the Zerglings. His 5th base survives for now. Showtime on 80 workers, REYNOR on 93. 8 Broodlords morphing in a 2nd Spire are on the way. I would love to see +3 melee and carapace upgrades starting to come in now, as they will add a bit of value as time goes on. Fleet Beacon's coming in for Showtime. He's only got 1 Stargate, but he's adding Plasma Shield upgrades. He's going to recall away to that north side. Great recall. Watch out, Hydra Bane. Big storms. Oh, REYNOR a bit slow to turn around there. Took him a few seconds to realize that recall had happened. Good moves by Showtime. 2,000 resources ahead and the units lost. Lurkaden coming in as well. Now, this is cool. I think REYNOR's realizing that Showtime is actually going to try and stay on a ground army. And it looks like he might mix in a few Carriers or Tempests. But if they stay on a heavy ground army, you really want to get a few Lurkers to support your Broodlords. If you even have just 5 Lurkers underneath those Broodlords, if they blink forward on those Lurkers, they're going to get destroyed. Lurkers are an amazing unit to support the Broodlords with. Obviously, it puts you in a lot of units that are invested that don't attack air. But if your opponent's heavy on ground, that doesn't matter. You don't need to shoot up if the Protoss is only on ground units like this. Why do they add Immortals? The Immortals are just a good, well-rounded, meaty unit. They're especially good versus Ultralisks, which I think he was worried about REYNOR going into. REYNOR and Dark, both big fans of using Ultras in the late game if they feel it'll work. So having a core of Immortals keeps you safe against that. They're obviously not ideal against any of these units, but that's just a safety precaution and a meaty front line of units up there. It's going to support that. Overseer is going to get taken out up that in the top. Stargate transition has been spotted, but REYNOR showing no sign of being aggressive. He's just kind of chilling for now. Remember, these two had an epic series at Gamers 8. An absolutely epic series. There was one game where REYNOR actually could have won, but he forgot he had a bunch of Lurkers at home in a really clutch scenario. Those Lurkers would have actually allowed him to win. +2 armor, +2 plasma shields, as well as air weapons are on the way. 2nd Cybercore building for Showtime as well. Still got an army on the left and this army on the right, which is much more storm focused, this force. Trying to take the top right base. That one will get cancelled, but he's got a new base going up on the left, so I think he's okay with that. Dude, if these Broodlords catch this, he's screwed. Great storms, clean up the Banelings, but the Broodlords broadside him. Oh, the Broodlord broadside gets a couple of High Templar. You do not want to lose these High Templar right now. Tempests are building. They're only building now, though, very late into this game. Great storm on the Broods. Oh, good storm on the Lurkers and the Banelings as well. A lot of them do go down. Broodlord's getting some damage. Stalkers blink forward and kill a Broodlord, but look at the Lurker damage. Even with just a few Lurkers nearby, this is so scary. Stalkers are going to blink forward, but the Lurker's punishing them, man. Units lost time looking pretty decent for REYNOR, but a big counterattack comes in. Lurkers to the south are a big problem. He's got to move north, does REYNOR, or Showtime here, to try and take care of that base. He pulls back with most of those units. Tempest will finally defend in the north. Zoning Storm lands on the trees, trying to water the plants there as Showtime. This army needs to get out of here. He managed to kill 15 drones somehow. Not quite sure how. Guess an Archon in that mineral line must have been stacked up a little bit deep. Tempest taking out the Broodlords. Lurkers will go down next. The Archon Immortal Stalker is going to fall. The moment the Archon's gone, these units get wrecked. The armor upgrades really keeping their survivability up versus the Zerglings and the Hydras. But the Lurkers shut that down. Units lost tab as the dust settles. There's 4,000 resources in favor of Showtime. The longer it goes like that, the better it is for Showtime. But right now, REYNOR has the bigger bank. REYNOR's still got a decent worker economy of 75. But he has not replaced his Broodlords. And his army is what? Mass Lurker Hydra with a few Infestors and a lot of Zerglings. That's a bizarre army to be using. He's also not adding Carapace upgrades. And even though they are expensive, he definitely has the money for it. Can he hear me? I'm not casting this live. Can REYNOR hear me through time? Maybe. Zerglings go for the surround on the Immortals. Zealot, Archon, Immortal trying to pull back. Tempest getting a few shots off as well. REYNOR's going to try and take the gold base down the bottom. He needs to deny this top right base. And this base on the left getting up is actually kind of a problem for him. Links around a few of those Zealots and clean them up. As the Zealots get extra armor and shield upgrades, it's going to be less efficient for Zealots to engage them. Especially if there's any Archons nearby. Mass Lurker push. Okay, REYNOR's going to do a Dark. He's got 22 Lurkers, guys. He's got a lot of them. Lurkers on the flank. Showtime. Watch out, mate. Watch out. Does move into that. Cannon's starting to get breached. Zerglings in the top right will deny that base as well. Now, if you flank these Lurkers from 2 or 3 sides, you can crush it. And look, he's doing it. He's doing it, guys. Storm starts to lower the life on them. Tempest starting to pick them off as well. He's going to come in from every side. He wants to save the base. That's why Showtime's going. Immortals also wreck Lurkers, something we didn't mention earlier. But those Lurkers on the south actually take a pretty good fight. I kind of think he should just let the Tempest clean this up. But oh no, his top's being breached. Oh, that's a big problem. Okay, he breaks the south army, recalls to the north, cleans that up. But that means REYNOR could run back in the south. If he runs back in right now, he actually could have done damage. But REYNOR's too busy licking his wounds. He's making more Lurkers, Hydras. And a Lurker Mass Hydra army is a bit of a weird one to be using. Showtime's going to keep on counterattacking. Does catch a Stalker up north. Nicely done. He still doesn't have Observer speed, which I would argue is on purpose, because Showtime very rarely, if he gets upgrades, he probably doesn't want his Observers running in front of his army and dying, like when he F2A moves or anything like that. A few more probes go down to a Zergling run by. Gonna need more cannons over there. Oh, no, 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 no! Showtime caught with his pants around his ankles. And REYNOR very quick to punish that. Zealots do try to warp in. They've got great upgrades, soon to have +3 armor and shields, but that Nexus gets blitzed. The Zerglings rip it down. No Fs given. And Showtime, those Ling run-bys have given him issues. The saving grace is the fact that REYNOR's economy is also bad. Zealots just denied the hatchery in the bottom left. REYNOR has 6 bases. Showtime also has 6 bases. Well, his 6th base just died, but he's rebuilding it. Immortal Zealot trying to come down to defend this Hydra Zergling attack. The Oracle is still there. I love that Oracle is still alive. Using the Revelation going to be very effective. It's actually a new Oracle that he did build just for this purpose, to detect those Lurkers. But look how many more Lurkers there are behind. REYNOR doing a weird mass Lurker push. It's a bizarre late game we're seeing from REYNOR, and yet he's finding value. More Lurkers going to go in at the top side at the same time. I don't know why the Tempests aren't chipping away at this. Where are they, guys? They're on the right side. There is nothing to deal with those Tempests right now. He could be clearing this up for free. Okay, now he's going to go around and try and engage all as one, but Showtime kind of sending his whole army together. Blinding Clouds. Oh, Blinding Clouds. Massive. The Immortals all get taken out. Yes, they kill a lot of Lurkers, but he's losing so many units for it. Dude, REYNOR's got him. REYNOR's got him. Look at the supply. The Lurkers are denying the top base. He's lost the bottom base. Oh, man. I did not think REYNOR could break him just with Lurker positioning. REYNOR says, hold my beer, mate. There's a reason why I'm late on my Hive Tech. A lot of the time, I just went with Lair Tech. And yes, technically, these Lurkers have Hive upgrades, but Broodlords and Infestors don't even need to get used. He just says, let's do it with some nice positioning and butcher your economy. Showtime is in the dumps. 47 probes, he's got a decent little army, a few High Templar, a few Archons, a few Tempests, but of course REYNOR is rich in comparison. As long as REYNOR keeps taking bases, he's going to be all over it. Finds a base in the top right as well. He's already thinking about taking that one. And he's a little oversaturated, 9/4 there. Transferring workers from the natural and the main right now. See an idle worker left over there. I mean, Showtime's going to hang in here. He is Demour, but Your income sucks. There's not much you can do. You can slowly rebuild this Nexus, or you can go for some sort of counterattack. He's going to go for the Nexus rebuild. REYNOR is just so good with his positioning. It feels like his micro is just fantastic. His top base only has a few cannons at it. Zerglings could run in and go after this. 3 cannons defending that base on the south. Ooh, a bunch of Hydralisks. Nice catch. Showtime's using that gas income to make a mass Archon army. Archons are very good verselings, very weak verse lurkers. Great warp in by Showtime, blocks the wall there. Battery overcharge comes in, starts healing the cannon and then the Nexus. The Zerglings do pull back. +2 carapace about to finish. REYNOR's rounding out those upgrades. 3/3/3's been done on the ground for a long time for Showtime. Oh, Abduct coming in. Nice Abduct. Blinding Cloud Fungal. Great storms though for Showtime, but his Archons are getting cleansed, man. They are getting cleansed. Oh. Spikes into the butts there, and REYNOR taking a 2-0 lead. Beautiful positioning from the Italian Stallion. Alright. We got Showtime at the bottom right side of the map. He's got to bloody win 3 games in a row versus REYNOR. That is a tall mountain to climb. But if anyone can do it, Showtime, pull up your tortoise shell and defend. Survive. I believe he can do it. On the other hand, REYNOR's been looking fantastic so far. He's going to be going for a 13 Overlord. It looks like he knows Showtime is not going to try and block that hatchery anymore. So he's just going to go for a 16 hatchery build. Sends his drone out nice and early, just in case he is getting blocked. He will turn that around and go back to the natural. Oh. Is he hatch blocking? What is this? That's not going to get there in time to hatch block. Is it? Or he's timed it out perfectly. It'll get there just in time, maybe. So it looks like REYNOR, guys, is going to try and build a hatchery to throw off Showtime's build. Now, I know Scarlet prefers to not pull any probes to defend that. I wonder if Showtime does the same, or if he does the... No, I'm going to pull probes and just get my Nexus up as quickly as possible. Let's take a look. The Koreans almost all pull probes against this. Showtime is also part of that school of thought. 5 probes will start attacking it. He'll go for Cybercore. Second pylon immediately and keep probing. Wait, he's still rallying to gas though. That's a weird choice. Normally you rally to minerals. He's changed the rally. He should pull a worker off gas as well. He's going to chrono boost a zealot onto that. Cybercore does go down. Hatchery taking damage. On the other side, the gas and the pool are both delayed about 25 seconds because of this investment. And yeah, he's actually letting his minerals get, like letting his gas get up. That's a very weird choice for Showtime, guys. You want to have at most 1 worker on gas just to get enough gas to warp in an adept. But you really don't want more than that, because notice he doesn't have enough minerals to start the Nexus just yet. Well, he's got it as the creep disappears. Never mind, calculated. Showtime knows his business. I'll never criticize him ever again, guys. It was actually perfect. The moment the creep disappeared, he hit 400 minerals. Man had that ironed out down to the second. I was like, yeah, the problem is you're not going to have enough minerals to, like, you know, keep probing and also get the Nexus on time. Turns out Showtime knows exactly what to do. Very well done. Slight delay on his expansion, but of course REYNOR is a little delayed as well. Does REYNOR keep the drone here, I wonder? Seeing the Adept leave, looks like he's going to choose to. Queens aren't out yet. Adept and Zealot are going to arrive. Let's see what damage Showtime can get. The Zealot, I think, happy to fight once the Adept's here. And there we go. Oh, he accidentally attacks the plate. A little bit derpy there. Oh, nice micro. Gets one drone, 2 drone. Oh, good spore trick for REYNOR. REYNOR gets a spore trick. He can pull his Zerglings back and just let them take it out as long as he doesn't lose a drone. 3 drones go down as well as 3 Zerglings. Very nice play by Showtime. The drone comes in and attacks the assimilator a little bit before just hanging out. REYNOR knows it's a Stargate build. He could try to escape with that drone, but unlikely to actually get out of there. Zerglings poking across. They're going to try and slow things down. 3rd base is on the way. I just feel like Showtime might be ahead after this opening. 3rd base being so late is what kind of gives me concern for REYNOR. Lings will not be able to get in here. Good wall off timing for Showtime. Realizes Ling speed could kick in any second. And that drone's finally going to go down. There we go. How are these plates? Why were these plates built at the bottom of the ramps? It's to stop you getting walled in by just 2 pylons or 2 bunkers on the bottom of your ramp. In the very start of StarCraft 2, there was a period where 50% of games, like Terran, would just rock up, would proxy barracks, and then they just run in with 2 SCVs and just wall you into base. And you just couldn't get out. Especially if you were Zerg, you had no ranged units. There's just no way to get out of your base. So it was just a really dirty double bunker rush, especially, that people used to do. So ever since probably 2010, I would imagine the very first year of StarCraft, they added those unbuildable plates on every map. Oracle doesn't find any damage, but that's just because Reynor doesn't have that many drones. Spore Crawler in the main, the natural, and the third, so a pretty low queen count. Actually, he's going up to 7 queens. 7 queens and 3 spores. Exceptionally safe play for Reynor. Third Nexus is almost finished for Showtime. He's got a Forge, a Twilight, and 4 gases mining. Double Oracle dives the back line and gets 2 drones in and out. Showtime's so good at preserving the hit points of those Oracles. That's what he's so good at. And they get out of there. Nicely done. Third Oracle goes around the right side. Might start doing some stasis trap harassment from over there. Does see a creep tumor spreading, but he's not watching. And he actually finds a rally. Oh, good spore. Immediately, Reynor does a spore trick. Saves it. 4 Adepts on the left as well as 2 Oracles. Oracle on the right does have to fall back to regen its shields. And these Adepts got to watch out. They're getting surrounded. We'll take out a couple of units. Oh, the spore trick again. Reynor is so clutch. That micro, man. +1 attacks on the way for Showtime. Blink now as well. 4 gateways, and he is rallying probes to the third. Equal workers on both sides. Oracles come in and manage to get themselves 2 more workers, which is actually really nice because the Oracles are all super healthy. You've only lost a Zealot and Adept. You've killed 8 drones, 5 Zerglings. Yeah, you were a little delayed at the start, but I think this is very acceptable as the lair is only now starting at 6 minutes. It's going to be a long time before Reynor can hit any sort of roach speed attack. Oracle moving in from that right side. Did put a stasis trap down. Wasn't expecting the middle hatchery to be the 4th. Overlord in the back for Reynor. Sees that this probe line is heavy and filled up. The fact that it's range first does make me wonder, is Reynor thinking about playing Roach Hydra Lurker? He looked great with those Lurkers in that last game. Oh, Oracle's trying to focus down some drones. Not getting much. He goes back, though, with 2 of them, grabs 1 more, 2 more, and doesn't quite get a 3rd. I don't know if Showtime saw the 4th base yet. He's got to assume that that 4th base is down. Reynor would be crazy to not have a 4th base at 7 minutes. 4 gates going double Robo Bay, and now building extra gateways. This looks like a Colossus timing. Doesn't have to be, but Blink Colossus timing, very popular build order over the last 6 months. It has a lot of success, pre-patch and post-patch. Hydra Den's on the way. Indeed, it looks like a Roach Hydra, but wait, no Infestation Pit? Reyn is not going to do pure mass Roach Hydra, is he? Is he going to chuck a Rogue? Rogue used to do this sometimes, where you'd be like, what's he doing? And he's like the last thing you'd expect, because he shows you a 4th base with a lot of drones on it. You think, well, that's a normal, it's a macro build, like it's got to be a hive. And he does nothing but makes mass Roach Hydra. And just because you think it's a macro game, you're a little surprised by the numbers he has. And if he can just find that one really good angle where the Roach Hydra kind of sandwiches your army or hits you, gets you out of position, breaks this wall down, gets in this mineral line, you just get overrun by the numbers. But the thing is, Reyn is droning way too hard for this to be a good game plan. He's going 85 workers of Roach Hydra, no Infestation Pit, no Lurker Den. This is wild. And not in a good way. I do not think this is a good build. I think Reynor could make it work because he's Reynor. And I feel like Reynor is so gifted on the micro. He can just like dodge every... Well, there's no disruptor shots to dodge. But he could just, you know, take really, really good engagements. Hydras get spotted coming forward. He's breaking the rocks, which I believe Showtime can hear. Notice how this is Showtime's vision, guys. Even down here, he could hear those rocks being broken. You got to realize those rocks are always something that are very noticeable as they're getting taken down. Going up to 11 gateways of Templar Archives because he wants to add Archons in front of his Colossus. He's on 1 right now with 2 more about to pop. think this is going to be an easy defense for Showtime. REYNOR has no follow-up tech right now. He's literally just making Roach, Ravager, Zergling, Hydra. This is a horrendously bad army against what Showtime's doing here. Transfuse is keeping some of those cocoons alive. Forces Stalker Sentry trying to micro in and out. Hallucinated Phoenix sees no hive, which means he feels very chill. Is he going to do a drops? Okay, Overlord. Oh my god, he's going to do a mass drop. REYNOR's going to do a mass Roach Hydra. This is way too late. This is a really bad strategy for REYNOR, guys. This is a very bad strategy. If he was dropping 30 or already dropping into the main on 9 minutes, I'd be okay with it. But it's going to be past 10 minutes by the time he drops anywhere. He's going to be facing a maxed out Protoss. If you let the Protoss max before you attack with Roach Hydra, you're screwed. You've really messed up. And I really feel like REYNOR's game plan just not well suited to facing a player like Showtime. This one doesn't make a lot of sense. His multi-prong was fantastic in the previous games, even though I was initially critical of the Hydra Bane choice. I think the mutas in game 1 were great, but this one is it's just so late. I mean, he has recall, he has cannons, he has warp-ins. He's got a pretty killer army as well. Showtime, don't move out, buddy. Don't move out. It's not a good time. Oh, no. Okay, Ling Roach Hydra comes in. He does have his army split, though. That's pretty nice. Army snaking its way around that right side. Showtime's going to try and take a 5th on the right side. Roaches will deny that. +2 attack for the upgrades on both sides. Zealots and Archons starting to be added in. A nice meaty set of units to support the fragile long-range Stalker Colossus. REYNOR comes in here with a super late Roach Hydra drop in the main. There's no recall energy. That's very unlucky for Showtime and very lucky for REYNOR. But he will have recall energy in a moment if he even needs to use it. He's already on his way back on the front. Nami gets crushed by Force Field, Zealot, Archon, Immortal. He hasn't really taken much damage yet. Looks like he lost a structure there. Might lose the Robo Bay. Stalker's playing forward. These units have to stay and fight. The Overlords will get to safety, but he's got to get those Overlords to safety. REYNOR, you can't be losing this whole army, my friend. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Rick. Oh, yeah, we got to get these Overlords out of here, Rick. Oh, you're drunk again. Oh, God. Oh, you... Okay, he's going to hide him in the corner. He will hide him in the corner at the front. The counterattack did get stalled out. Showtime didn't have an observer, so unfortunately he didn't get rid of the creep. Units lost tab tells us that was pretty in favor of Showtime, but it's not even... Oh, that traded not too terribly. It's... Where's your tech? Finally, a Hive's kicked in. There's a few Vipers building. But dude, like, I'm surprised there isn't Psystorm ready yet. Yes, right now Vipers are very good, but REYNOR's style is bizarre, man. He's going for lurker upgrades now, but they are very delayed in this game. He's got a little bit of momentum going. Ooh, Showtime, you gotta be careful about leaving an Archon hanging out. All right, so we've got 4 Immortals, 4 Archons. It's going to be 5 Immortals, 7 Archons, 4 Colossus. That is a sick Robo army. I don't even know if there's going to be enough for Roach Hydra. Even if you abduct a ton of these units, 6 of them, I think you still lose the fight. It's going to take you so long to kill that many units as well, right? Oh, Roach is coming. He flanks. He flanks. He kills a Colossus. Oh, he kills a Colossus, but there's more where that came from. There is a lot more Colossus Immortal Archon on the bottom. There are some Lurkers on the left. These Lurkers, very nice. That was a pretty good start to the fight. He killed a Colossus. No other power units went down. Remaxing on Roach Hydra. Lurker range upgrade coming in right now. REYNOR playing a very weird style. His ZvP has always been one of the oddest. A lot of people have told me it's completely standard the way REYNOR plays ZvP. I truly don't think those people have watched Zerg vs Protoss. REYNOR has a unique momentum micro-based style where it always feels like he gives the Protoss enough time to get ready and have the counter to what he has, but then he finds the correct engagement anyway. I don't know how he's going to do that this time. So far in this series, he's managed to do it. This game's going to be tough, though. That's a lot of Colossus Immortal. He abducted one of them. Blinding Cloud tries to stall out the advance, but you see that Immortals absolutely wreck Lurkers so hard if they can get on top of them, which of course is what he was not able to do very well in the previous games. Archon's starting to get popped. REYNOR's micro is pretty good at picking off Archons, but the longer range Colossus and Immortals will not let him just kite them down. Showtime has a 5th base up behind this. Those Overlords still trapped in the back of the base. I'd love to see that single Hydra drop just to be annoying. Only 57 workers for REYNOR. He's got mass Roach Hydra. There are 10 Lurkers building. Oh, he's done it! Oh, the Hydra comes in and kills 4 probes. That's actually kind of slick. Zealot, High Archon coming in. Immortals and Colossus are behind. I'd love to see Psystorm added for Showtime and get a proper complement of those High Templar. I'd love to see 5-6 High Templar in the army, but I think for him, he feels like I have enough Immortals. As long as they're spread out, I can just A-move. Hatchery's helping there. They had a pause. They had to resume the game due to a bit of lag. Here we go. Feedback on the Viper. Blinding Cloud coming in. The lurkers behind that hatchery are really causing problems right now. And oh man, this is kind of scary right now for Showtime. He kills a few drones. I don't know if that was a great fight other than that though. He's up 6,000 resources in the units lost. He has got so much more money. Guess he doesn't need a good fight. He just needs a fight. Because he's mining vastly more money than REYNOR. 1,000 more minerals a minute, 400 more gas. Roaches are trying to go for a counterattack. They can pick off Zealots and Stalkers 1 or 2 at a time pretty well, but if the rest of the units close with them, that's when they're screwed. Lurkers try to counterattack the right side. Showtime's going to group up right now. Get together. Ling Run By goes in to kill the 6th base. REYNOR always finding that value. Doesn't have any melee upgrades nor adrenal glands. It's purely Roach Hydra Lurker as the real upgraded core of this army. Meanwhile, for Protoss, 12 Immortals with the 13th on the way. Immortals are so good at blasting through Lurkers. This is why Showtime's been building Lurkers every game, because he knows REYNOR loves Lurkers and he wants the counter. The Immortals coming forward. They are clumped up and Blinding Cloud on the ramp. REYNOR, an absolute savage. And yet, despite that, he's still only killed 1 Immortal. Roaches jumping on top of these 2 Immortals as well. Immortals may counter Roaches, but not when 20+ Roaches jump right on top of them on their own and just kill them before they can even do anything. Oh, revenge! Oh, the Roaches get revenged. Hardcore there. Hydra Lurker will eventually defend these Zealots here, but not before a few of those units go down. Nice transfuse to keep a Hydra alive. Clutch micro for REYNOR, but the Zealots are not stopping. They're going to go again. He's going to actually focus down the spawning pool. The Zealots do have +3, +1 armor, is close to finishing. Still no melee upgrades for the Zerg, and only +2 range. No carapace either. Storm's on the way right now for Showtime, as well as that +2 armor upgrade, or +1 armor upgrade. Zealots are finished, cleaned up. Prism has pulled back. 10 High Templar warp in right now. Many of them become Archons. 13 Immortals, 3 Archons, 2 more Immortals on the way. It's going to be a 15 Immortal army. That is going to be ridiculous. Hydras do take out 1 Oracle. Another one takes some pretty hefty damage. High Templar ready for the feedbacks. Oh, God. Oh, Showtime, Showtime, Showtime. No. Okay, 2 High Templar go down. Luckily, he saves the rest of them. Up here, Zealot going after the Spine Crawler. Down the south, Roach is getting stasis trapped. The trap says, stay. Stay, sis. Stay, you sissy. That's what stasis means, guys. Stay and sissy. Anyways, Zealot's going in. Hydras are on top of it. REYNOR's economy just sucks. The longer this goes without REYNOR getting a decisive move, the worse it gets. It's 85 probes versus 53. Roaches are trapped. Showtime's cannon's coming up. He's got Oracles there. 15 Immortals. And right now, what he wants is a sandwich. He wants that juicy, thick layer of Lurker filling. And he wants 2 big, fluffy layers of Archon Immortal on either side. If he can get in on this from both sides, he's just going to kill it so quickly. Blinding Cloud ain't going to save you. But REYNOR's got a big army. He's got those Blinding Clouds saved up. Feedbacks on the Vipers would be game-changing right now. Big army on the right side. Big line of Lurkers. Yes, a few of them are stasis. But here we go. Feedbacks could be big. Oh, Lurkers do get a few shots off. Storm does a little bit of damage from the high ground. Losing this base would not be too bad for Showtime. The important thing is to not take an awkward fight. And that's right now. Showtime's army's in a big ball. He's got a counterattack. He can't fight this yet. He can defend down here with Immortals and cannons. But he's just going to give up the base, let his probes pull away, loses a bunch of them, but he doesn't care. He's so far ahead on Lurkers, it doesn't matter. He just needs to survive. Abduct on the Immortals. Battery Overcharge helping out. The Zealots are wrecking these Hydras, especially with the Battery Overcharge helping for part of that fight. There is nothing at home to defend. Carriers are finally on the way for Showtime. He's saying, okay, so be it. If you're going to play Mass Hydra Lurker, I will eventually make carriers. Prism in the main, warping in. Zealots. Hydras are mostly going down. The single Hydra survives. Lurker starting to siege the base on the right and the left at the same time, but guess what? It's a drone exodus, so they're getting caught! He saves 7 drones into an Overlord. An opportunistic save there. How often do you see a Dropperlord save drones from Colossus? That has to be a rare sight. It's not going to make much of a difference, though. He is down 30 army supply. He's got only 10 Hydras and 2 Vipers to deal with the 3 carriers that will soon be emerging, and they will spell disaster for a Zerg that's already in a near impossible scenario. It will become factually, objectively impossible once those carriers hit the field. there is almost no money coming in for Reynor. He has what I would call an FU Protoss player amount of lurkers. It's a sludge of lurkers, a morass of lurkers, a spikes up your butt of lurkers. I don't know what you call a big group of lurkers. Help me out in the comments. I don't know what you call, say, 15 plus lurkers, but it's definitely a lot, man. 23, about to be 24 lurkers. He sees the carriers. Abduct! He gets an abduct off. Absolute chat gamer move. Reynor manages to kill one of the 3 carriers. If you could just do that twice more, maybe somehow these lurkers can win this game. If Reynor makes this game even close-ish and actually kills the carriers, I will be absolutely floored. It would be so ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, it's going to take god tier plays from Reynor and a few slip-ups from Showtime. There need to be a few banana peels laid around this map, and Showtime's going to need to slip on him and bang his head real hard to give up this advantage that he's got in this game. Lurkers are continuing forwards, though. Reynor's going to see what he can make out of it. It's an oh my god of lurkers, according to Twitch chat. A Twitch stream of lurkers. A shiz ton. A suppository. I like a suppository. Suppository is actually the perfect one because they do attack from beneath you. The spikes go up your butt. And that is exactly how a suppository is taken as well. That's what I'm going to go with that one, guys. A suppository of lurkers moving to the right, trying to remove this last base. Showtime's got some Storm Archon and a Stasis Trap, though. And don't get me wrong, Showtime can't beat this army, but he can damage it, he can soften it up, he can punish it for jumping on top. Oh, he gets 1, 2, 3 lurkers. 4 lurkers went down. He can run his probes away and just keep expanding elsewhere. He's already recalled a bunch of probes there. He's killing all the overlords. Oh, the carriers can kill all the overlords. Super worth it to make sure there is no way Reynor can rebuild. He's only got a few drones and a little bit of money. Pew, 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 pew. Ow, 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 says Reynor. He's dropping overlords out of his overlord. The Hydras need to get back. The lurkers need to block the ground army. Oh, Hydras actually catch the probes, but there isn't even enough firepower to kill all of them. Oh, here we go. We're going to have a big juicy there. Oh my god! Speaking of suppositories, youchies. A lot of those probes will go down. There really just aren't that many buildings. He does cancel that one. Lurkers. Oh god, the lurkers get caught. Abducts a Colossus in. Pretty cute abduct there. One of the lurkers, or Hydras went down though. He's only got 4 Hydras, guys. And with that feedback going down, he's got nothing that shoots up. The carriers can actually kill this whole army. Reynor realizes that. Suppository or not, he's going to have to tap out. GG. It's not over till it's over. As long as the wall still stands, the Mongol Horde will be kept out. The Golden Horde can eat dirt. For Showtime, Dimauer stands defending... I can't remember which dynasty it was. I don't really know my Chinese history very well. Who was the one that Kublai finally broke into? Genghis hadn't been able to get through. Hatchery forced to take the third. Reynor up here. He does play a little bit like the Mongols sometimes, just darting in, darting out, picking fights wherever he can. If I had Reynor as a neighbor and we were both countries, I would probably build a wall across my border. The Ming dynasty? Yeah, I don't know. Probably Ming. I don't know. We're just saying random names that sound like their dynasties, right? There's probably a Ming dynasty out there. Definitely a Han dynasty. I know that was one. Is there a Qin dynasty? We also had a Tremor of lurkers as a suggestion from Twitch chat, which was fantastic. I think I'll probably still go with Suppository because I'm a child and I like that sort of stuff, but yeah. All right, Probe does end up accidentally harvesting some minerals here. Good on him though, blocking the hatchery, forcing Reynor to take the third. Not a bad opening here for Showtime whatsoever. It's Site Delta, which in general as a map is an interesting one. There was definitely not a Bok Choy dynasty, Twitch chat. Bok Choy dynasty. I'm not that stupid. You got to try a bit harder to get me than that. Come on. Kublai founded the Yuan dynasty after removing the Song dynasty. Ah, that's it. I should know this because it's in Age of Empires 4. You can go Song dynasty. Oh. I should know that from AoE 4. I didn't play much Chinese in AoE 4, but I should have known that. I also watched that Marco Polo show many years ago. That was a fun show. Super historically accurate, I'm sure. Third hatchery goes down for Raiders. Sorry, I'll talk about the game. I've been rambling so much during my cast lately. Haven't noticed any big numbers of complaints about it. If a lot of comments were kind of going, keep to the game, I would. There was definitely, if I miss action, I do feel very bad about it. But when it's the early game, I don't think we missed too much. No units lost. Stalker's coming out. The Overlord will get kind of kept back by that. Stalker does cost a lot of gas, so it delayed the Oracle just a couple of seconds. All right, 2 Adepts coming forward. He's only got 4 Zerglings out here right now and 1 Queen. He's gonna have to run drones. Oh, they popped in a bad position. Good Spore Trick, but they already knew that that first one would be Spore Tricked, so they purposely went for the second drone. That's some high-level stuff, guys. When you pull drones like that, but you know the Adepts are barely in range, as a Zerg, you always pull back the last drone and quickly drop a Spore, knowing you're kind of preempting their shot. So the top Protoss know you're going to do that if you're someone as good as Reynor, so they just focus on the second or third drone instead. And it's like, damn it. Super annoying. 10 Zerglings coming forwards with 2 Adepts in the third. He should be completely fine. Sporecrawler is building in the natural. No drones rallying out there yet. Reynor's playing pretty safe in that regard. Keeping those workers safe. Keep it secret. Keep it safe, Frodo. The Adepts get surrounded though. Big mistake for Showtime. Unless the Oracle can save the day, in which case you get 5 Zergling kills. Only cost you a few hit points. Not too bad a move. Oracle comes inside the back door. And oh, nice transfuse from Reynor to save a worker. Only gets a single worker kill. On the other hand, Showtime doesn't take much damage, so he's okay with this. I really like Showtime's execution so far. Forge and Twilight has gone down. We got 3 drones, 5 Zerglings. Another question for chat on that note. Do you guys say Dynasty or Dynasty? I like Dynasty because I like to imagine it was at the same time as the dinosaurs, because that's what the Bible says. Anyways. Oracle's gathering. Uh-oh, gotta be careful with this Oracle in the top. That looks like it got F2'd right past the Queens. He realizes, and he does send it there. Oh! Ow, 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 ow. Oracle does take a bunch of damage. Depths are going to shade into these Zerglings. Oracles will keep them safe. Oh, this is really good. Showtime's kind of bullying Reynor right now. I mean, he hasn't got that many drones, though. Reynor's work account's okay, but 4th hatchery started. Reynor's trying to get up. He's got a lair going, which is something. Having a lair in a 4th hatchery, but he hasn't started using the Evo chamber yet. Oh, he cancels the shade. Just lets 2 Adepts in. Very cute. Gets 2 drones. Good pull there. Good micro. Really good Spore Trick. Only loses 2 drones in mining time. I still think that's fine for Showtime. Shield battery, sentries coming in, blink +1, and the Robo. Does look like he might play double Robo again. I do like the double Robo style. Ooh, kept shading in. 2 drones do go down. And this Adept harass has been really irritating to deal with. He's going to shade over here as well. He's going to get another drone or 2. Dude, he's being really irritating. Reynor's like, get out of here, man. Pulls his drones back because the Oracles are driving by. That Spore Crawler should count as an extra drone kill, by the way, because Reynor forgot to cancel that. I mean, he can uproot it and move it to his 4th base at least, which is good. Reynor is on 75 workers despite the chaos and non-stop harassment. He's going to go Hydra Bane again, a style which I have serious doubts about. What I don't have doubts about is Reynor's ability to find a way to get in and do massive damage with Zergling's every game, no matter what's happening. Oh, the Oracles are going to kill a Queen. Juicy Lucy gets himself a drone. Nice Spore Trick again. Reynor's doing great micro-reactively to minimize the damage. If this was anyone but Reynor, he'd have lost 20 drones by now. Still 10 drones, 16 Zerglings, and a Queen for just a few Adepts. Really good start here. And Showtime grabs another 2 drones as well. All 3 Oracles still alive. Fantastic play from D-Mauer. However, his 4th is very late, guys. He's going double Colossus, but Reynor is on 80 workers. If Reynor got hit by any sort of stiff all-in follow-up, he'd be dead. But he scouted sentries, he scouted the shield battery, he scouted a lot of signs of Showtime wanting to play a longer game, and Showtime is now going for a fourth, but it's not the fastest fourth because, of course, most of his investment is in double Colossus. Now, interestingly, REYNOR's making Carapace, which is bizarre. I really thought he was going to go for range upgrades, but I think that tells us he basically wants his Zerglings to be able to trade well versus Zealots and maybe think about going Ultras in the late game. Though, with Showtime building so many Immortals every game, I don't think Ultras is very smart. That being said, right now it's Stalker Colossus. Right now it's actually a decent idea. He does know about the Colossus. I believe the Overlord saw that on the pillar before being taken out. Templar Archives is in the back, going up to 12 gateways. Showtime's got a good economy. But REYNOR, up to 85 workers so early, he's got a good economy as well, a lot of tech. He just has no army. REYNOR is basically playing with zero fear because he knows that Showtime is so turtly, and this is the disadvantage of being a very turtly, predictable player. Showtime hasn't done anything to garner the respect of REYNOR in terms of timing attacks, in terms of, oh, bam, mid-game, Zealot Archon's hitting me, or anything like that. No big 3-base Blink Stalker timings or 55 probes. So REYNOR is like, yeah, I'll just make a hive. I'll make 85 workers, like his production tab. He's making all these different upgrades. No second forge for Showtime. He's starting to build Immortals, so it's 4 Colossus into Immortal production. My question is, does he attack from there? And the answer is no, he's going Psystorm. That's going to counter the Lings, the Banes, and of course the Vipers. But if Ultras come out, and your army is mostly High Templar and Colossus, those units do nothing versus Ultras. So, for his sake, hopefully he queues up more Immortals. He does. He's already got another Immortal queued up behind the Colossus. Phoenix sees that the Hive is not done yet. Showtime's going to build a killer army, but this is where the architecture of the map could cause problems. Where does Showtime take a 5th? I would argue it has to be up here on the top side, and he has to try to take a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th, and really just try to control this whole top corner of the map. If he takes this base, it's kind of beyond his own wall. Very unprotected. I mean, even this base is still quite out there. Very easy for Lings and Ultras and Banes to roll in and cancel bases. It is Ultras. It's Ultras against a guy that's been making tons of Immortals every game. I don't know about this one, mate. I love Ultras. I love them with a passion. But if you aren't able to blinding cloud those Immortals, I mean, they can kill you very quickly. Right now, it seems good against the Colossus and the High Templar. But as the Immortal count grows, especially with Archons to buffer, that's where things become problematic. +3 melee, Adrenal Glands. Plasma Shields is on the way as well. Dude, I think Showtime has a very scary army right now. If he can fight pre-Ultra, can you stop this with Banelings? Surely not. Massling Bane down there. Looks like they caught a few Zealots running across the map. A few more Zealots are going to run in again. It's basically the Banelings have to land. Oh, I don't like those force fields. I want Showtime to save those force fields if he can. He's got a mixture of stasis traps, storms, and he's also got the force fields as well. It's a lot of spells to manage. Oh no! Showtime forgot his Viagra! He's got a hot date with a Zerg player on site, Delta, and he forgot to bring his special pills, guys. He's just started that. Oh, he really wanted to be picking at this with the Colossus. Watch out, Showtime! Oh, the stasis trap saves the day. Stasis trap blocks those Banelings. The Colossus right now, 7 range beams that should be 9 range. This is giving REYNOR a lot of time to hang on. This is not a good area for REYNOR to fight. But oh man, this is so scary. Here we go, Blinding Clouds! The Blinding Clouds are massive! Big Blinding Clouds on the army. Oh, it doesn't even matter. That's still such a big army. He cracks through anyway. Banelings come in for a flank and they do nothing. Stalkers warping in right now to quickly support Zealots as well. There's still 4 Immortals, 5 Archons, 4 Colossus. That Archon pulls back. Nice micro by Showtime. You know right now REYNOR's going to go into survival mode. Showtime looks like he might have this one in the bag. REYNOR's still got a lot of money. He can make a lot more Banes. His first Ultras are on the way. Oh, he's going to sandwich the army. He's going to sandwich it, guys. Wait, no, he's going for a counterattack. The Stalker's in the wall with his shield battery. It should be fine. Good spready on these units for Showtime, but Mass Zergling goes across the map, finds nothing, and it now comes back to flank. Here we go! Blinding Clouds again all over the army. Massive, massive blinding clouds. Nice micro for the Prism pick up on the Colossus. The Zerglings kill it anyway. Another Colossus falls to Zerglings. The Prism gets biled. Ultras come in from all sides. The Immortals are still standing strong in the middle. The Zealots go after the Ravagers. It's very even in supply right now. Reynor's bank has been run through. Showtime needs to get out of there and regroup. That was an excellent fight for REYNOR. The first previous fight went bad, but now Showtime's out on economy. He's got a 5th base up top. If he survives and keeps that economy up, he will have this game and this series in the bag right now. But that is a big if. That is a very, very big if. Because... is it... Basically, what do we got? We got one wave of mass ultras with the Vipers. He's got High Templar though. I feel like if he lands his feedbacks, there's no way Showtime loses this game. But right now, he's letting this creep sit up really deep on his base. And he really needs to move forward and get rid of that creep, but he's afraid of getting jumped on right now. Zerglings poke in, they find the army. Infestors with Neural coming in. Oh, Neural is actually super good against Immortal Archon. Those short-ranged units, if you can Neural them and turn them against the Protoss, it's amazing. 3-2 Adrenal Zerglings, super tanky guys. The Zealots are going to clean that up though. They've got 2-1, soon to be 3-1. The extra 5 damage on the Immortal shots will definitely help from that +3 attack. Zerglings running in right now, looking for an opening. Any holes a goal. The Ultralisks hug those Zealots, and the Zealots have a bad time. That Stalker still not getting F2'd. REYNOR keeps looking for the F2. He's forgetting he's not playing Hero. This is Demour. German efficiency does not require F2. Showtime is one of the few pro gamers who uses the core, my control group setup, my hotkey setup, and you can see it reflected in his control groups. He uses more control groups than pretty much any other pro gamer in the world. We got Archon Immortal High Templar up there right now. We've got the High Templar with a lot of Storm and feedback, but if the Vipers land their spells, it could still be a big problem for Showtime. Showtime is miles ahead, but look at that. Spine Ultra defends in the south. And Showtime's winning this game, man. Oh, the drones! The drones! REYNOR's setting up a flank, though. REYNOR's setting up a flank, guys. Showtime's a little bit busy there. There is a Zealot flank there, or Zergling Ultra, I should say. But Showtime's in a massive advantage. He denies a base. He's up 23 workers, 24 workers. He's coming forward. Nice storms! Neural Parasite goes down. Neural Blinding Cloud! Beautiful Neural Blinding Cloud. A fungal to seal the deal. Oh my god. 2 Immortals turned on their own as well with the Neural. That was a devastating engagement. That was the F-U, eat my tentacle engagement of all engagements. Not only did he abduct the units with 1 tentacle, he also stuck his other tentacle in the ear of 2 Immortals, mind controlled them with the Zerg Wet Willy, and actually made them turn on their own side. That was the most perfect Ultra Viper Infestor fight I have ever seen in pro play. I've been talking about how Ultras can scale really well if you land the perfect spells. I've never seen it in pro play like that. Not against High Templar or Immortal Colossus. Showtime has to be spewing that he missed his feedbacks. Oh no, Immortals are rallying into the Ling Ultra surrounds. Dude, the Neurals on the Archons, the Blinding Clouds on the Cannons and the Stalkers. Showtime was in such a great position, but now he is under the gun. Storm's defending the Zerglings, though. He's not ready to give up yet. Showtime hanging on like an absolute monster, trying desperately. The Lings are all gone. The Ultras are gone. He's still way up on workers. Remember, guys, REYNOR's only on 61 drones. He's still down 14 workers, even after getting 11 of them. He starts taking a dump on the front, though. Taking a dump on the front doorstep of Showtime, spreading the purple carpet to speed up his units and allow his queens to transfuse. He's transfusing Ultras right now. Oh my god, there's an Immortal. 2 Immortals, but they are out front. If those Immortals go down, he's screwed. The Prism does save them, though. He's got the Prism Micro. The Prism saving the Immortals is massive. Zealots walking in to try and save the day. The Immortals are dropping in the back. The Ultras are starting to go down. More probes are falling. The Queen's on the front line, dropping a big creep tumor there to try and spread it. This is getting absolutely ridiculous right now. Dude, what is happening? This is such a close game. REYNOR is completely all in. The more Ultras coming in. He keeps catching the Immortal rally. Another Immortal rally's in. Oh no, one of them does get distracted. He needs to send the Prism down there. Showtime needs to get his Prism down south to save those Immortals, but there's too much micro going on. He can't quite get the time to split it. These 2 Immortals in the mineral line. One of them's very, very low. It goes down to the Ultra Splash. The other one getting low as well. He's got to save that Immortal. He's got to save the Immortals. It does blast through the Ultras. The Immortal survives. The Oracle's laser beam energy running out. The Queens are going down. This is a crazy fight. If Showtime hangs on, he might be able to get back in this. Another Immortal rallies in. It gets caught, though. It gets caught by the Ultras. It does kill an Ultra, but it falls at the same time. He's lost 13 Immortals for 16 Ultras. But REYNOR, his economy is still only 61. And does he even know about this base? Could he have killed this base? He might have been able to kill this base up here. I feel like he's kind of got to get rid of that. He's still down 10 workers. He does have way bigger army right now, though, and he's got 2 Vipers still up. The Stalkers will blink back momentarily, saves it to the last second, and then he finally does so. The Vipers are still there. If he can abduct the Immortals out, pull those important units and kill them, that could be massive. REYNOR has not taken a new base. He's just transferring drones to these existing bases, and he's making Lings, he's making Banes, and he's getting ready to attack yet again. There's only one Archon for splash damage. The Ling Bane is going to be powerful, and this top base is now in jeopardy. A great rotate for REYNOR. He says, I tried to break the 3rd or 4th. I couldn't do it. Let's take out the 5th. Zealot Stalker coming north. The Banelings smashing those probes. Queens are getting caught out in the open. This could be a decent fight here for Showtime. Saves a few of the probes so far. If he could take this out, that'd be nice. The Immortals need to focus fire those Ultras, though. Ducks do come in. The Ultras are going to do pretty well. The Immortals started stepping. The Archon's taking him down. The Stalker's blinking away. Dude, he's going to hold. He's going to hold his 5th base. Showtime picks up an Archon and saves it. It's only got 1 shield and 10 hit points. The Stalkers chase him down. More Immortals and Zealots rallying in, and Showtime, with a miraculous hold, is chasing him into the rally. Uh-oh, more Ultras and Lings are rallying in. Very brave play here. As long as the Immortals get juggled, he'll be good. But he misclicked. He's loaded up Zealots. He just lost 2 more Immortals. Or at least 1 more. I'm not quite sure if there was a second or not. That Immortal trying to hang on, but it's not shooting the Ultras right now. The panic setting in. He does save that Immortal at the last second, but Showtime stepping on creep for an instant instantly regrets exactly what went on. REYNOR with a few Ultras and Zerglings trying to get in there. Lings on the north looking for probes. They do end up finding an undefended nexus. REYNOR finds that Viper hanging out, sends it home as well to get energy. More Ultras, Lings, and Infestors are on the way. Showtime no longer has an economy advantage. Losing his 5th base, he is actually down on mining. And the Lings find these exposed Immortals. And as long as you keep that Immortal count low, Showtime does not have the resources to get them back together. 27 probes on this base. The Lings are going to run in. On the left side, the Immortals are trying to fight here, kiting against the Ultra Zergling. But man, what a beautiful series of engagements this has been by REYNOR. REYNOR does what only REYNOR can and makes an impossible comeback. We have to watch that turnaround engagement on this ramp again. Because I guarantee you Showtime is spewing over that. He's absolutely spewing that he let that happen. That is not what he wanted to have happen, guys. I believe it was around this time. He pushes up this ramp. And the problem here is you need the High Templar in front of your army. Because if you don't have them in front, you cannot block the spells. And if you don't use your High Templar to feedback, then suddenly these spellcasters are some of the best spellcasters in the game. Watch this. Neural. And then instantly, Blinding Cloud, Blinding Cloud. So he drops 2 or 3 Blinding Clouds. He neurals 2 Immortals that immediately start killing his own units. And even though he cops some Storms, all of his spells get off. No feedbacks land. And then we even see this Fungal. Look at this Fungal in midair. It's going to land right in the middle. So he's still stuck in Blinding Cloud. Immortal's shooting his own units here. The Ultra's getting right on top. Even a bit of a flank from the right side. This was picture perfect. And this is exactly the sort of fight you're looking for with Ultras. You want to flank from 2 sides, and if you can land some Blinding Clouds and some Fungals or Neurals, oh my gosh, Ultras are an amazing unit. That was a perfect turnaround, and Showtime didn't need to push in there. But if he was going to push in there, he needed to protect with feedback. GG, well played. What an astounding finish to the series, though. And as always, REYNOR has a way of getting in trouble and then just magically finding a way out of it. Absolutely disgusting play. Well done, REYNOR. Well done.